Is this the official return? Is this the official return of Human to Human? Hey, welcome back. It's probably been a full-on year since I feel like I've done podcasting consistently. And someone said to me at work today, they were like, "Hey, are you going to ever do your podcast again?" And I was like, I do think I'll do it again, but I don't really know when that will be. And she was like, "Well, I really hope you do it again because I just really love listening and it makes me feel really like tapped into what's going on with the youth." And this was just like a regular at my work and something clicked. I don't know what it was. I think maybe her saying that took some of the pressure off of like, this needs to be anything profound. But what I started thinking about like 2 months ago when I started actually being like, I want to bring human to human back, I was thinking about like, I just want it to be like bestie chats. Like I want to throw on a podcast sometimes when I'm just like cooking, but I want it to be such a low lift, like such a low maintenance thing to be listening to. And I haven't found any like that. So tell me if you know any, but that's the intention of human to human is like, it's always, I don't know, been like this, but kind of evolved over the years. And I think with all the things people post about all the time, it can become something so much bigger than it needs to be of like, what are you educating on? And what if I just want to like catch up? What if I just want to have like a girly chat and like tell you what's going on with my life? And it doesn't need to be like you don't need to be a girl to listen to it, but like it's a girly chat, you know? The boys can have girly chats too. And like the moms can have girly chats too. And like our younger sisters can have girly chats. Like it's just like a let's sit down and talk about real fucking shit. So anyway, that's the intention and what the turning point was for bringing human to human back. Also, there's just been so much going on that I just like, it wasn't on the priority list, which I think I needed to go through a season of that actually, because human to human has been like my number one priority since I started it in 2020. And I've gone through such an insane career shift in the past year where I was like, okay, I think I need to really put a few other things on the top of my list, and human to human just kind of has to go on the back burner because it takes up so much time in my week. And so the past like few months especially, I've been like craving a normal, regular, consistent schedule, and I don't have that yet, but I'm starting to create it for myself where I can and where I do have control, because there's so much out of my control right now just in terms of career and job schedules. But I don't know where I was going with that. And I love that we're in our first potentially ADHD moment, not diagnosed, but there's some hypotheses. I think that was my first moment of like, I always do this where I'm like on such a crazy train of thought and then it goes blank. But anyway, I want to talk about, okay, wait, I'm trying to retrace my steps. I think where I was going to go with that is that my career has gotten to a point now where things are finally becoming a little bit more grounded, I will say. And what a better time. Is there a better time? No better time? Yeah, no better time to catch up like the present. What am I even saying? So I want to go back though. I want to go back to March of 2025. And it's crazy, like things are ending. As in the year, wow, that's no, there's a lot of things ending for me. There's a lot of like existential thoughts going on. But basically, well, let's start with exactly a year ago. Okay, did I finish my point about like this being just like a catch-up vibe? Like, I'm not gonna like teach you anything. Okay, just glad you know that we're on the same page. I'm not here to like bestow wisdom. I'm just like, let's tap into what the 24-year-olds are talking about, you know? And I'm just one of those. Okay. Last thing before I actually get to my point of this episode, I changed the lighting in my little home office here that I never use because it's so ugly and just like an overwhelming room because it's just a bunch of random ass shit that I don't know what to do with and I have no storage for. So this little tiny room is the storage for it. Anywho, I just brought in this like moody lamp and now I feel like I can podcast, and it's 8:00 at night and now I feel like I can podcast. Because I think when I tried to put so much force behind human to human and make it like we need to post every single week, it's like I would try and record in the middle of the day at 10 a.m. in this bright ass office with my dad tapping his foot upstairs working from home. No wonder I couldn't keep podcasting. And now that will bring me to the story I'm trying to get into. A year ago, I was podcasting not only for Human to Human, but also for the job I had. And I just think it sucked the podcast life out of me. And so it makes so much sense that it's been like basically an entire year of no consistent posting. I haven't posted since maybe the spring, and it is now basically almost the winter. And so changing the lighting of a space, changing the vibe, changing the mood, changing the intention, this is how I can find my love for it again. And I hope that's where we're going. Hope you hear this, because then that's clearly where we're going. So a year ago, I just like got into like a crazy work situation after leaving the podcast situation. And that was like a whirlwind for 3 months. And then everything changed. I moved home back with my parents, but different than ever before because I redid the whole basement and now it's a little apartment and I'm so fucking obsessed. This is the most at home I've ever felt in like since I was a little girl, I feel like. It's just like as an adult, this is the most at home I've ever felt. So cute. And so as soon as I moved home, I got laser eye surgery. And I, at the time, think I recorded a podcast about my laser eye surgery journey and I never posted it. And it was such an insane experience as someone who has only had surgery once in her life, getting her wisdom teeth out. Like, I'm just not a surgery gal. I don't know what the process is like. I also knock on wood because I feel like it's in the air, but I haven't gotten sick in a really long time too. So just like being so like shocked by a health situation was pretty crazy. Just like I wasn't shocked. Obviously I was anticipating it, but it was so much different than what anyone told me it would be like. And I want to talk about it. I was a glasses wearer since grade 7 in middle school. And then in grade 10, I started wearing contact lenses. And then I wore contact lenses all day, every single day from grade 10 to first year of university. And I was a go hard or go home. Like I hated wearing my glasses. Contact lenses were my shit. If you saw me in glasses, it was like after hours energy. And so once COVID hit, I stopped wearing contact lenses because I wasn't leaving the house every day, which when I was in high school and university, obviously I was leaving the house like probably every single day putting contacts in, and that was like my routine. So during COVID, I stopped wearing contacts and I started wearing my glasses all the time. And then I started to develop worse seasonal allergies. And then my eyes got so used to not wearing contact lenses that I could not go back. And ever since I got glasses when I was in grade 7, I always knew I wanted to get laser eye surgery because both my parents have had laser eye surgery and had incredible experiences. So like me and my eye doctor, my optometrist, I'm crossing my fingers. Like we go way back. Like we are girly pops. Like she has known me since I was in grade 7. One time I literally went to an eye appointment when my dog had just died and I was like, sorry, girlfriend, my eyes are puffy as shit. And like, we've been through it together. She's seen me grow. And so I've been like, she knows this for years. At my yearly appointment, I'd be like, girlfriend, like, what's the sitch? When am I getting laser eye? And it would always be like mid-20s when your prescription hasn't changed for multiple years, blah, blah, blah. And I had this like horrific appointment one time with her where I came in wearing my contact lenses. She's like, oh my God, your eyesight's amazing. It's barely changed at all. Then I take my contact lenses off and I'm like, girl, I can't read that. And she's like, what? I'm like, I can't read the top. And she's like, not a single one. I'm like, no. And then she tries again. I'm like, I still can't read that. She tries again. I'm like, I still can't read that. She's like, you have to be fucking kidding. And I'm like, no, I can't read any of this. And she's like, what? So basically the entire first half of the appointment was fucking bullshit because she thought my eyesight had only changed by like 0.25, but my eyesight had changed by like, I don't even remember at the time. If you're a glasses wearer, maybe like 1.00 to like maybe even 1.50, which is fucking crazy. Like your eyes, I don't know if it was actually that bad, but like your eyes typically should only get worse by 0.25 every year. And so either plus or minus, whatever your sightedness is. And so at that appointment, we were like, okay, shit. And then she's like, I need to give you a few things and then you need to come back and put in these eye drops for those weeks and then come back and we'll reassess. I'm like, okay. And I forget the full extent of like what was wrong, but like allergies were contributing or something. But like she was like, you wearing your glasses, your eyesight was way worse than you wearing your contacts. And it's because your lenses are further from your actual cornea. So when there's something pressed against your cornea, like contacts, you can see better. And so she was just pretty concerned like with the difference. And then at that time, I don't think I was working at Othership. So Then I started working at Othership and I had to wear contact lenses because I didn't really want to wear glasses in a sauna. So this was a huge no-no. I was wearing contact lenses in the sauna, when I did an ice bath, when I was showering there. And I kind of got the gut instinct like early on that she would fucking kill me if she knew. And so, I don't know, I just like did it for like a few months and then I got to a point where I was like, okay, I don't think this is good. I don't think this is sustainable. Maybe I can get laser eye surgery now. Like my eyesight, maybe that was like a year later after the big change, but she wanted my eyesight to stay the same for like 3 years before doing LASIK because think about it. You don't want to get LASIK with your current prescription and then have your eyes get worse 3 years later and then you just like need to get LASIK again or need to wear glasses again. So that's why. And when you get to your mid-20s, your eyes typically stop changing. So then I went to her and I told her and she like flipped her shit basically. And she's like, okay, we're going to send you for laser eye surgery. And like, I trust her so much. She is like overly cautious. And it's so funny. I was telling a friend about this and he was like, well, I would fucking hope my doctor's overly cautious. I'm like, yeah, but to the point where it like stressed me the fuck out. But I guess it was meant to because she was like, your contact lenses could melt in the sauna and you should never wear contact lenses in like public pool settings like an ice bath situation because there's chlorine and there's all this bacteria and it can get on your contact lens. It can stick to it and it can infect your eye. Same with wearing it in the lake. Like one time she flipped because I used to wear it in the lake at the cottage in the summer all the time. So anyway, I got to get laser eye surgery earlier, slay, and blessed, it's been, I don't know, probably 9 months now, and my eyesight's still top notch. I've been seeing her every like 3 to 6 months, and because like this could have gone worse, you know what I mean? And also like, you never know, but no, I am manifesting my eyesight's going to be perfect for the rest of my life. No reading glasses, no farsighted glasses. I'm manifesting it. If you roll your eyes, maybe this isn't the podcast for you. Or maybe you need to lean into your spirituality a little bit, okay? What we say out loud is what becomes our life. So leading up to laser eye surgery, I'm stoked. I'm like, I'm about to move back in with my parents. I'm going to get laser eye surgery as soon as humanly possible. And at this time, I also lost my main source of income and was just working at Othership. So I was like, let's get the eyesight fixed because then we can just pick up all the shifts, which LOL did that lead to burnout, which happens to every single person at my work, which is kind of crazy. But it's like you work in a sauna, like imagine in the summer. Anywho, not the topic of today. So so I keep thinking about my laser eye surgery and all I can imagine is just my eyes going and like my cornea literally being sliced. That's like the only thing I can like picture. And then everyone who'd gotten it talked so highly of it that it's like I didn't even think it was a surgery anymore. I was just like, this is just gonna be the best thing ever. And so I am obviously nervous. I can't even believe I had to wear glasses all the time because it's just so crazy. Like it just changes your experience, your sight of the world, how you feel about yourself, how cute you look. Like, I don't know, glasses are cute. Glasses can totally work and totally like elevate the style and the look you're going for. I just never like figured out my style enough. I still don't know my style enough to like do that. But so I got my laser eye surgery. Guys, everything everyone told me, like, was sure eventually the truth, but it was so fucked up. Like, multiple people were like, oh my God, it's gonna be so awesome. You're gonna wake up the next day and you're gonna be able to see perfectly. And then that's all they would say. So I was like, sick. Like, I'm fucking stoked. I'm gonna be able to see perfectly. But nobody told me how fucked up your body feels after getting LASIK. Like, great, yeah, I woke up with the most absurd vision I've ever had in my life. I had 20/30 vision. Like, that's better than the standard 20/20. Like, that means what people can see at 20 feet, you can see at 10 feet, something like that. Do not quote me on that. I should Google that. But I just had, like, absurd vision. But I couldn't function. I was so overwhelmed. Like, okay, one person at work, bless him, was like, you're excited about this? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's going to be a lot for your nervous system. And I was like, oh, I never really thought about that until it happened. Oh my God. First of all, the laser eye clinic I went to told me I could go back on my phone within like, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours, like a pretty fucked up short timeline. And I wish they hadn't because I was ready to like live my life without my phone for so long, like a whole week. And I kind of wanted to be told that. They're like, yeah, no, you can go back in a sauna after like 3 days. I was like, are you shocked. I waited a week, and then the Friday that I went, I deeply regretted it. I felt like shit. I accidentally hit a towel into my eye for the first time while I was towel waving right after I got laser eye surgery. That could literally like move your cornea. So like a few lessons came out of my laser eye surgery. One, be so goddamn patient with yourself and like learn how to fucking rest. The first 5 days, I would have the most coma-like naps, which makes so much sense. Like my body was trying to heal itself. I was also using these eye drops every day that made you insanely drowsy. Like once I stopped taking those eye drops, I was like, oh, I feel like a person again. Before I felt like I was like on a sleeping pill throughout the whole day. But at the time I was just like, why did everyone say this was like so amazing? But I get it now. Like the long-term experience is insane, but in the moment, it makes so much sense though. You wake up and it's like I was in a fishbowl. Like I just couldn't, my body like literally could not process what it was seeing. And so I just felt like so like not even dizzy, but just like whoa for 7 days. And I was just so impatient with wanting to like get things going again. And I just wish I'd like embraced the time to rest and like not use my eyeballs. But it was also pretty hard. Like I had just moved into my parents' house and there was nothing on the walls. So I was staring at like blank walls all day. Like it was pretty fucking depressing. I remember the next day I literally after my surgery, I made my parents drive me to my grandma's house. I don't remember why we were gonna like the reason to go to my grandma's house, but I was just like, I think I just needed comfort. I think I just needed my parents to take me on a little outing. Like they even said I could drive like 48 hours after my surgery. I was like, I cannot drive. I can't even like, I don't know. But my mom, when she got hers, she's like, I woke up the next day, I could see great and all was well. And then she's like, sorry, I said it like that. Like I had 2 kids. I think I had to just function. But I wanted to talk about the actual surgery because I actually like didn't get into it. So I'm just like so pumped going into this. I don't even really think it's going to be surgery. I'm just like, oh, slay. They're just going to slice my eye and slice it back. And so then I ended up waiting with my mom for 5.5, maybe 6 hours in the operating like waiting room basically. And then the optometrist or the surgeon or whatever was like, they're running late, so like yada yada yada, we'll give you all the drugs for free. And we were like, sick, because they were gonna make us buy the drugs off them, like my eye drops and stuff, or they're gonna make us go to the pharmacy. And it got so late in the day that they were like, I'm so sorry, like we'll just give them to you, we're not gonna make you go to the pharmacy. And we were like, thank you. My God, I was like, I need to eat a chicken burger, I'm so hungry. So I like talked to the pre-lady thing and she's like, do you want a relaxant? And trigger warning, I'm going to talk about like, I don't know what it was, Xanax, I want to say. For if that's sensitive topic, I'm talking about it in a silly, lighthearted way. And so just stop listening. Okay, so anyway, so they're like, do you want a sleep relaxant? And I like think to myself, I'm like, I really don't think I need something like that. But I look at my mom and my mom gives me this look of like, why would you say no? So I'm like, sure, yeah. And they're like, okay. So I'm like, okay. And then we wait another like 2 hours and then they line us up and it was like an assembly line. There was like 10 of us with our hairnets on waiting to get the surgery. And at this point I'm like sweaty and shaking and I'm like, so like what the fuck's happening? And when each person went in, it was literally a 5-minute procedure, but you could hear the like you could hear the laser lasering their eye. When I got in there, I couldn't hear the laser, but like I was like, what is happening? And so anyway, the person in front of me, okay, so recap. I was so tired of waiting for so long that I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to take my like relaxant drug before I go in, because if I take it now, they're going to send someone ahead of me and make me wait 10 more minutes, which sounds stupid now that I think about it. So they asked me, they're like, do you want to take it 10 minutes before or when you enter the room? I'm like, I'll just take it when I enter the room. Like, just chip chop. Let's like get to this. I've been waiting for fucking 6 hours. And so then I get into the room. They immediately give it to me. They plot me on the chair. And I was so shocked. This is going to sound fucking stupid, but I was so shocked about how procedural it all was, like how surgical it all was. There was like 5 nurses in the room. The surgeon was there. There was this huge machine over the bed. Everyone was wearing scrubs. They're all talking so fast. They're all walking around so frantically, and they're all saying random numbers and words and stuff. And they plop me in the chair and shove my head into the fucking thing so they can check my eyes one last time. And then they confirm my name, and they confirm this, they confirm that, confirm this. And they're, okay, you're gonna lie down. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm lying down. And then I'm lying down. And then they like put a pillow under my pants. They put a pillow under my knees. And then I have this moment where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking overwhelmed. And then as if they read my mind, I was like, I want to hold someone's hand. I feel so scared. They hand me tennis balls in both of my hands to squeeze. And I'm like, oh my God, I guess I don't get like human support. Okay, I'll just squeeze these tennis balls. And then they just talk so, oh my God, I'm getting insane flashbacks. They just all talk so fast. They're like 857-7792 435 823. And I'm like, literally, what is happening? And he opens my eye, like makes it so it's going to stay open. Oh my God, I don't even know if I can like talk about this. My eyes are hurting. Oh, they're not hurting. They're just uncomfortable. And then, oh my God, I can't. Okay, I'm just going to say a few more things. I felt like I could barely get through the first eye. It was like he like, okay, no, I'm going to pass out. I'm not actually going to pass out, but I'm getting so uncomfortable. Wow, I didn't think it would trigger me like this. No wonder I didn't want to record this episode. Oh my God, I can't believe that wigged me out so much. Needless to say, when I exited the room, my mom was like, how did it go? And I was like, I'm so not surprised my dad almost passed out when he had that done, because I felt like I was almost going to pass out. It felt like they were painting on my eye. And when the first one finished, I was like, I fucking don't think I can get through the second one. Like, I genuinely don't know if I can do this. And they're not like giving you any reassurance either. And so he does my left one, and I'm laying there and I'm just like breathing and trying so hard to calm myself down because I felt so fucking scared. And then at the very end, he finally taps my shoulder and he goes, you did good. And I was like, okay, thank God. Because I was like, can you tell me if this is going well or not? Like, what the fuck? I can't fucking see anything. And then they help me up. I feel like I need a minute before I fucking sit up, but it's like in and out, in and out. So they help me up. They plop me back down in the chair. They try and check my eyes. They spray me with water in my eye because I think he needed to like clear something out. I don't know. It was insane. And they had to put eye drops in, or they told us to put eye drops in every like 3 hours or something. So my mom had to like, and this was at like 5 o'clock. I got the surgery. So then my mom had to wake me up at like 8 o'clock and then like 11 o'clock and then like 3 in the morning. It was crazy. It was insane because also I forgot I took a fucking Xanax. I think it was that. I don't even know. And so it obviously hits at some point, but I'm just tripping balls. Like, I just was like, what just happened to me? And now I understand because like my boyfriend's had ACL surgery and he felt like pretty traumatized after, because it makes sense. It's your body. And I just remember him being like, what actually just happened to my body? So I think that's how I felt too. And then I get home and I immediately fall asleep. And then I said to my parents, I was like, I'm so hungry and I need to take a bath. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm so, you know, when you've been sweating all day, but then your sweat gets cold, I just can't live with that feeling. So I get home. I don't immediately fall asleep. I say, I need to have a bath and I need you to make me a chicken burger. Oh, I don't care if there's a bun. I don't care if there's lettuce. All I need is a chicken burger. I'll cut it up like it's chicken fingers and dip it in ketchup. I'm starving. My mom's like, do you want 1 or 2? I said 2. And then she's like, okay, but your dad and I also haven't eaten, so we might order Thai food. I'm like, great, order some for me too. So I have a bath. I go to bed. My mom brings me chicken burgers. I'm like, thank God. And then she's like, do you still want Thai food? I'm like, yes. I fall asleep. Oh my God, I completely forgot about this. I had braces at the time. Do we remember this? Whoever remembers this, I fucking love you. I feel like I just went through this phase where I just internally felt so ugly. And I understand, I don't think I looked bad, like that bad, but I had terrible acne that I'm only just now fucking figuring out, and braces on my bottom jaw, teeth, and glasses that I hated. I just did not feel cute in this phase. And so I had braces at the time. So I remember falling asleep and then I wake up, or my parents wake me up or something, and they're like, do you want Thai food? I'm like, I'm starving. So I remember eating this Thai food, hoffing it down. Obviously, I don't realize that I'm like high on drugs at this point. I don't realize it till later. And so then I go to bed. I wake up when my mom needs to put more eye drops in, and I'm like, ew, what is in my teeth? And there is Thai noodles all woven throughout my braces. And I'm like, this is disgusting. What am I doing? How did I let this happen? So then I'm like, Mom, I need to brush my teeth. So I brush my teeth. I go to bed. And then she has to wake me up again to put my eye drops in. And literally, I'm so good at putting eye drops in. Thank God. Because my mom literally said that like during this whole process. She's like, thank God you're so good at putting eye drops in, because like I just had to hand you the drops and you were like, boom, boom, done, boom, boom, done. But at one point, I'm in like the upstairs, like my mom's office / there's a bed there. And that's where I slept for like the first night or two. And so I'm in that room and I'm like, Mom, I need you to turn the light off. I can't put my eye drops in like this. And she's like, what light? I'm like, I need you to turn the light off. And she's like, there's no lights on in here. I'm like, there's a light in my eye. And she's like, the bathroom light. And it was like across, like far from the room, outside the room, across the hall. I'm like, yes, I need you to turn that bathroom light off. And she's like, Jesus, like, okay. I put my eye drops in, I go to bed, whatever. And then just like, I don't know, the whole week after that, I felt like I was just Cade. And like 4 days in, I was trying to do normal things, and then I'd like fucking feel like garbage. And I would just be like, I have to go back. And while I was healing from my laser eye surgery, Josh, my boyfriend, re-tore his ACL. And during this time, it was also my birthday. So Josh tore his ACL. I don't even know. We've been together for over 4 years, and he tore it probably a year into us dating. And it was so funny when he tore it. It wasn't funny for him. But for me, I wasn't with him either of the times he tore it, which is like kind of crazy. Part of me can't. No, I don't wish. I don't need to see him in that kind of pain yet. I've seen him in enough pain in his life so far from his first surgery. So I feel like I'm just such a rambler. He tore his ACL playing volleyball. And then a year and a half later, he got surgery. And then it was crazy. It was like while he got his surgery, I ended up getting closer with his family because I was like at his house literally all the time. And I one time went over and changed his sheets and like basically bathed him because I was like, dude, you fucking reek. Your sheets are nasty. You need to brush your teeth. Like, get your shit together. So I like nursed him, and his mom's also a nurse. And so I think she was like, what the fuck? Why did Jessica change your sheets and wash your bum and make and whatever? And so I think she was a little like, whoa, caught off guard that like we're that tight. Do you know what I mean? Like my boyfriend's from India. Like there's taken some time for his parents to realize like how close we are, because you know they are like, don't live together till you get married kind of energy. So I didn't get close with them till Josh went through his surgery, because then I would like go to his house all the time and they'd be like, hello, and I'd be like, hello. But I think his mom had that moment of like, you guys, she washed your butt. Like, that's where you're at. And it's like, yep, that's where we're at in our relationship. So anyway, he had a great 11 and a half months healing his fucking ACL. And then while I was healing from my not to make this about me, but you are listening to my podcast. If you listen to Josh's podcast that he does not have, it would sound different. But it was it was a whole thing, him going through his ACL surgery. So then when I finally had surgery and I'm trying to heal from my surgery, this motherfucker decides to retear his ACL fucking 5, 6, maybe it was more like 8 days into my recovery. He re-tears his ACL. And I was trying to fall asleep, and he calls me, and he's like, I feel so bad now that I think back to it. He's like in so much pain. But my eyes, I had a really bad day with my eyes that day while I was recovering. And I was like, I love you. I do not have space. I need to go to bed. Good night. And both times he tore his ACL, we didn't know he tore his ACL, but like the thought that not even a year into his recovery, he retore it, which the rate of re-tearing within the first year is the most high. Just so we're all clear if you don't know about ACLs. So that happened, and then it was like my birthday a few days later, and I didn't see him till my birthday party, like, with our friends at my house. And then he walks in and he's limping, and I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry I was being an asshole. You're way worse than I thought you were. We didn't find out till a couple months later that he retore it, but that's a journey we're still going on. And I also experienced like 4 months after Josh found out he retore his ACL, my mom tore her ACL. Completely different circumstance, but I was like, I cannot talk about ACLs anymore. And I know that's such a fucking privileged bitch thing to say because I am obviously not the one with torn ACLs, but the emotional journey of it is insane. And my coworker just tore his ACL, and I literally said to him, like, we are still on this journey. If you ever want to talk about it, like, we're here for you. And he's like, I love that you're saying we. And I'm like, because like this bitch is my right-hand man. Like Josh is going through something, I'm going through something. I'm going through something, Josh is going through something. And that's why we had a really big laugh, because he was like, I know after your eye surgery, you wanted this to be about you. This was your surgery moment. And I stole it. And I was like, basically. So anyway, that is a really long-winded way to just like tell you about my laser eye surgery. And one of the things I wanted to highlight though during the actual surgical procedure was how valuable and important breath work and just like learning how to calm myself down was, and just having patience, because I thought I was going to fucking lose my eyeball on that table. And I just remember paying attention to my hands being on my belly going, and it just felt like such a crazy experience. And now when I go to physio, which we'll get into in future episodes, like I've been going to physio so much to like fix my fucking body, and he like hurts my back in a good way, but in a really painful, I'm gonna have to fucking chill for 2 days kind of vibe. And breath work has become so important in that. It's just so wild that breath work has been like such a huge part of my career shift that I've taken over the past year. And so like learning and knowing how to calm our bodies down is so important. And I don't think that's something people talk a lot about when they talk about breath work. It's like, have this like breath work journey. And it's like, what does that even mean? It's like literally learning how to use your breath in your day-to-day life to chill the fuck out when you're in fight or flight mode. I was walking to the subway today, and this man yelled at me. It was actually kind of funny what he yelled, but it scared the living shit out of me. He said, "Don't touch me, you fat fuck." And I shook, like literally shook. And the power of breathwork's kind of insane, because I like then continued to walk into the subway so activated and so freaked out. And then once I started like sitting on the subway, I immediately just did like an in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4 breath, like a square box breath. And it didn't cure everything, but it definitely helped like chill me out. And I was just like, damn, that's just like a tool in my toolbox now. So anyway, wanted to share that, and also just wanted to share the importance of like expectation versus reality. Like everyone's going to tell you about experiences, but it's going to be 100% different how you experience it, or like mostly percent different. So I just wish I was more prepared to relax longer. And I remembered, I don't know, I was nervous anyway. So it's like, what would it have done differently if I remembered that I was having a procedure? But anyway, what a journey. But all in all, I fucking love being able to see. I remember like I started to experience the benefits when I drove on the highway. Like all the firsts with great eyesight were so fun. When I drove on the highway at night, the signs are absurd. I could not see street signs very well before this, and they're like vivid, jumping out at me. When I went to my first concert with laser eye surgery, when I went to my cottage for the first time after laser eye surgery, when I traveled and went on a plane, like all of these experiences, like being able to see so well made them like 1,000% better. The movie theater, having good eyesight's just so fun. And I am now someone who would vouch for laser eye like through and through. And so that was where the journey began of, I don't know, the last time I felt like I wanted to catch you up on something. So thanks for listening to me talk about March of 2025, Jess's experience with LASIK. And we're still on it. I'm not at that year mark yet, but so far so good. And so far I am still grateful for my eyesight and would recommend LASIK. So I hope this gave some insight. And I don't know, I think this might be like a 6-part series. Perhaps I have a few other episode ideas I want to share, but who knows? All I'll say is a sneak peek of what's to come. An episode all about writing the first draft of my novel, because I've shared quite a bit on my Instagram at with Jessica Jane about that. Have not shared it here. Do not have a release date yet for the book. I'm about to enter stage 2 of the process, which I will podcast and share about. I also want to talk about my work othership sending me to Atlanta for the Running Man Wellness Festival and how freaking insane and fun it was and how much I learned about myself in that experience. So stay tuned for that. I want to talk about my boyfriend and I having a flip phone phase that he is still working, and I dipped off. Like, how did I use a flip phone? Why did I do a flip phone? We all have seen it. We've all wanted to talk about it. And yeah, I want to keep catching up on what's going on. So if you are invested, subscribe. If you want to ask me specific questions, please submit on my website, www.humanhumanpod.com/podcast. And you can submit anonymously a question, a story, a topic you want to hear about. It really helps me too, to know like what the fuck you want to hear. My amazing othership regular who talked to me today and said she loves my episodes, I literally said back to her, thank you for saying that. That made my day. And like, I forget that there's people actually listening. When you post something, you forget that anyone's even seeing anything. So I just really appreciate hearing from you and making this not just a one-sided conversation. Let's make it two-sided. Let's bring the human to human theme, make it a reality, and please share what you want to hear. Or if you have any feedback or anything you're just enjoying, comment on the episode. If you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, you can comment on episodes and just like tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. It really helps me like remember why I'm even doing this. Anywho, so I'm super excited. If you want to stay, connected on what's happening in the meantime, @WithJessicaJane is my Instagram account. And felt good to sit back in this little old leather couch and turn the mic on. So thank you to that person for giving me the push today. You know who you are. You fucking rock. Make my day all the time. Love ya. Talk to you soon.